Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD5. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how broken farming with engineered bloon traps is, and how it looks like and how you can make it work for yourself as well. Now this method is so strong that it's even better than farming with the actual farms and with the factories. The only downside of this method is that you cannot use it on every map. This farming method requires you to place engineers close to the beginning of the path to have only one path, and therefore you can tank as many bloons as possible with the traps, right? So you're both destroying the bloons and you're also getting the extra income. And therefore that makes this strategy very good for most of the beginner and intermediate maps, for some advanced maps, for few expert maps, and it's almost no good for any extreme map because of the fact that you always are going to have multiple paths. Yeah, maybe only in Main Street it could be used, but yeah, this is just the only map, right? So that's the only downside of this farming method, that on any maps you have more than one path. It might not be as efficient, so it might just be better to go with the usual like factories and all that stuff. And now I'm gonna show you how it works, and I'm gonna show you Mastery Improbable. So this game mode normally is the hardest one, but this farming method is so broken that you can still beat it, even by using it as a main farming method. So not really going for factories, but just going for these bloon traps. I will be using the engineer special building. Of course, that makes the engineer less expensive, and also the upgrades, more attack speed. I can pop bloons and the stronger sentries. But because of how the bag works with foam, that with level 3, you actually pop bloons with foam. I will disable this special building after I get my bloon traps, because of the fact that I want to tank as many bloons with my bloon traps. So the more damage you do to the bloons, the worse this farming method becomes. So that's why you want to place main engineers and you want to place little of other towers. So in that way you're popping most of the bloons with the bloon traps, and so you're maximizing your income. And yeah, so using the special building for the early game, but then you're gonna see that I'm gonna disable it. And then I will go with some additional upgrades as always. So attack speed, starting cash, soul price, and big bloon sabotage. The levels that you might have available depends on which mastery you have unlocked. So extreme mastery is gonna allow you to reach level 13 and so forth. The most important one is always gonna be soul price, because you're gonna end up like placing towers and selling them, placing, so you're gonna need to get as much cash back as possible. But even level 9 should be enough to make most of these strategies available. Yeah, I will be going without using special legends, without using injections, without using premiums. You can see here everything disabled. And yeah, that's it. So let's go. And I'm gonna show you the hardest map that I was able to find, in which this strategy is good and can be used. That is web, that has one single path, and you can place engineers at the beginning. So here we go. Let's jump into the gameplay. And now the early game is, as always, like for any kind of mastery improbable gameplay. So you're gonna place your engineer in a very good spot with good peers, central position, right? So you cover most of the area, and then your sentries as well can cover most of the area. You just get the engineer 1-0, and that's it. With the special building, the engineer can defend by itself until like round 16, 17, stuff like that. Of course, it depends on how many lab upgrades you have. The more attack speed you have, the better it is. But yeah, overall, it's pretty good, especially if you can place engineer in a very central position. And so you can focus on farming early on. Despite the fact that bloon traps is going to be my main source of income for the middle game, in the early game you're going to still need to use farms, because unfortunately bloon trap, the upgrade is pretty expensive and you're not going to be able to afford it very quickly. And as well, until round 30 is not even efficient farming with bloon traps. So that's why it's better to go with this the usual farming method. And therefore you want to use all the tricks that I've explained to you guys many times with the farms. Those are the tricks that you want to use. So placing a farm possibly before the ends, so you get the extra 80 cash. you want to sell a lesser farm for the other so that you get the other to 0, and so on. So any kind of tricks that you might know about farms, you want to do them, because of course it's still very important to farm early. So that's it. In here should be able to get the next farm in round 14. Once again, placing the farm in the round. There should be a spot here. Here we go. So I'm gonna wait for the extra 80 cash. So that's one, and that should be the next one. And this extra 40 cash you're gonna see is gonna allow me to actually get this farm 1-0. So you can see how important it is to optimize farming early on, because you can get one more upgrade sooner, so that ends up being 40 more cash. That ends up being a lot of extra cash. Here we go, selling one farm to get the other to 0. You get more cash in this way. And this is the stage at which, if you're playing on another map, or maybe not such a good map like this one, where you can have your sentries pretty centralized, you might need maybe to place another engineer. But I wouldn't recommend you to do it like until level 19, round 19. You shouldn't really need more towers. So just the engineer with the super sentries should be enough. The main problem is like after. Because after you start having some pings, you start having some extra Bloons, which might be bad. So that's why, for example, here for round 20, I'm gonna place an engineer. And now this engineer is the one that's gonna become the Bloon shop later on. So you wanna place it as close as possible towards the beginning of the path. And here we go. 20, 21, going slow here because maybe I can place a farm in the round. I don't know though if there is enough room. No, looks there isn't, but that's fine. Round 22 here, black Bloons, remember. But yeah, the engineer with the other sentries should be enough. I can get the other farm now to 0. I can get this engineer now 1-0. Now for round 24, the camo, you want to just use Rospecs. That's it. You don't want to place any tower with camo detection. You don't want to get like foam or stuff like that. Just use Rospecs. It's just 35 cash, and it's just the most efficient way. And now you have also the engineer at the beginning, right? The sentries doing damage. You have the one in the center, so you should be doing enough damage. And remember, until round 30, it's not efficient farming with the Bloon traps. So you want to keep on farming here. You're going to keep your farms. If you can place more farms, if the map allows you to, then place another farm. Get a third farm to 0, and so on. In this case, yeah, I have my sentries there, so I guess I'm gonna just go for this other one, right? 3-0. So I can keep it 3-0 for like round 28 and 29 and 30. So 3 more rounds, right? Where I can exploit this farming. Here we go. Round 30 is the last round. So here, at this stage, what you're gonna do is you wanna sell both farms. You wanna place in our village to discount the next engineers that you're gonna place in the Bloon shops, of course. Here we go. You wanna sell the central engineer. You're gonna get the other engineer, finally 4-0. So you have the first Bloon shop. Then with the remaining cash, you should have cash remaining. You're gonna get another engineer. Let's see if I can drop it right there. Closest to the other. It's like a puzzle, so you want to fit as many of these engineers as you can. So that's 1 and that's 2. Let's get one more. Oops. 3. Remember, the closer you can place them towards the beginning, the better it is. 1, 2, and yeah, that's it. Now you want to start the round, then you want to pause, you want to exit, and remember, you want to deactivate the special building, because otherwise you're going to be destroying too many Bloons with the foam, and so you're going to be getting less cash from the traps. So you have to deactivate the special building. It's like a must if you really want to maximize the income from the traps. So that's it, right? Disable it, and then you start again the round. And at this stage, it's always the same. So you have your mouse on top of the Bloon trap right at the beginning, and you wanna spam them. You wanna spam click on them so that you collect the cash. And remember, the sooner you collect the cash from the Bloon trap, the sooner you place another one, so you can keep on getting the extra income. And yeah, until round 39, you can farm with the Bloon traps. So just spam here the mouse. Remember, the more often you do it, the better it is. So I should be able to place here 3 Bloon traps, maybe even 4. Round 33, yeah, maybe 4. Let's see. Here we go. Always have your mouse very close to the beginning. Like if you don't see any Bloon trap, that means that they have been placed like super close, almost off map. So that's why you want to have your mouse right there. All right. Getting the third Bloon trap right here. Collecting, and you can see here that I'm generating around 2,000 cash each round, maybe even more, with just the Bloon traps. So that's just how good this method is. And I might place here a 4th one, yeah, because it's just around 35. So I guess, yeah, one here. You have, remember, you have until round 39 to farm. Then you're gonna need to deal with the mobs that are gonna come around 40. But until then, you can farm. And here the goal is getting more Bloon traps, with the very simple reason that if you have bad RNG right at the beginning, you might have Bloon traps being placed in a bad spot. You could see there, I had 2 in a very bad spot. And so by getting more Bloon traps, like it's almost guaranteed that you can at least get 1 or 2 close to the beginning, and so you can get the extra income. And of course, the more Bloon traps you get, also later on, the more likely it's going to be that you're going to be able to tank most of the ceramics with the Bloon traps, and so you get also more income. So it's more income overall. See here, round 39, look at how much cash I was able to get. Like, it's insane. And this is a lot more than whatever amount of I will be able to get with just one farm. And now round 40 is incoming. So for this round, you're going to just get the village here, always for discount. Then a Bloon chipper right there. And you're going to get 1 Bloon chipper, 1 full Bloon chipper for 2. And if you need extra cash, like if you don't have enough cash, you just sell the engineers. And that's it. It's very, very easy. So like you don't have to keep the engineers always. You can sell them, right? You can get some cash. Very important here, getting a ninja 4-2 and have destruction, and then have this Bloon chipper on strong. And this is how it's gonna look like. So you're gonna start. You're gonna still tank some balloons with the Bloon traps at the very beginning, around 40. Then you're gonna have the 4 mobs. Now the good thing about the Bloon chipper is that some of the ceramics, see, that are speeded back directly into the Bloon traps. Plus, if you consider distraction from the ninja, some balloons or many balloons can be thrown back into your Bloon traps, and so you can get still cash from those balloons, from those ceramics that are popped after you destroy the mob layer. And that's why this strategy is so good. And that's why you need always something that can somehow distract the balloons, that can send the balloons backwards. And so you can exploit, right? And you can pop as many balloons with the Bloon traps as you can. The more you destroy, the more cash you get. So that's your goal. And after round 40, you can sell the Bloon chipper to get some cash back, and you can place 1 or 2 more Bloon traps depending on how many you can. And yeah, I'm gonna keep the ninja because the ninja can give me some additional cash. So maybe also selling the ninja, right? So they can afford one more Bloon trap. Yeah, here. That's gonna be 5. Yeah, 5 is better. But yeah, 5 is enough. You're gonna still need 1 more Bloon chipper for round 43. So don't try to build more Bloon traps, because you're gonna end up like having to sell them regardless. and 5 should be enough here to get that extra income. Around 41, 42. All right, here we go. And selling here again. Engineer to get a Bloon cheaper, upgraded. Placing the ninja down once again. Now round 43, unfortunately, is pretty tough. So what I recommend to do is to just get the ninja 42 here, get the Bloon cheaper. And you want to get another Bloon cheaper right here. All right, there we go. Should be in range of the village, so you have the discount. The most important thing is having discount. You're gonna sell one more engineer, so you only have 2 remaining. One more Bloon cheaper, and then you're gonna go for a village 1-1. So your ninja is stronger, and your Bloon cheapers also have more range, so it's more likely that the ceramics are gonna be sent into the Bloon shops. And then you start round 43. Remember, you always spam. You collect the cash from the Bloon shops, right? And here we go. These are the 7 mobs coming out in round 43. Remember, keep on spamming, clicking here on the Bloon shops because you're still getting the extra cash. Because of distraction, because of the Bloon cheapers. And so, yeah, that's it. So again, selling 1 Bloon cheaper here. Actually, both Bloon cheapers. And I want to see if that's enough to get me, again, 5 total Bloon traps. Because again, for round 46, you only need 1 Bloon cheaper. So just 1 should be good. Let me sell here some of these entries. Let's see the village. You should reach up to here. So yeah, here we go. So that's 5. And let's go with a 6 one. Remember, even if you end up like needing to sell the engineers, you can still get the cash back because of sell price. So it's never a bad idea to place 1 more Bloon shop, right, to risk it, than to not risk it. All right, here we go. Cheaper. I'm gonna start upgrading it just in case. Getting some cash. Very nice round here, round 45. A lot of grows, ceramics. So yeah, you get a lot of income. All right, here we go. That's the Bloon cheaper upgraded. I'm gonna sell just 1 engineer to have the Bloon cheaper like 4-2. And I will already prepare the next Bloon cheaper because around 47 you're gonna actually need another one. So yeah, let's prepare against that as well. That's the BFB, round 46, so should be easy. All right, and then now here it's about, yeah, selling. Get 1 more Bloon cheaper and also getting a glue gunner. Very important, round 47, you need glue so that you can slow down the ceramics and you can send them again into the Bloon shops. So 1-2 glue gunner should be enough. I have the village here 1-1. I can start. I'm gonna go slow, right? Getting some cash, and then I'm gonna get the village 2-1. Yeah, here we go. So some more attack speed. Remember, keep on spamming the Bloon shops, right? Because you're still tanking some ceramics because of destruction, because of everything. So yeah, glue very efficient. And now just placing again the Bloon traps, right? I'm gonna place again the 5th one. Normally 5 is a pretty good number early on. Round 48 again is another round where you can tank and you can get a lot of cash from the ceramics if you have your Bloon traps here placed pretty close to the beginning. Here we go, that's the cash coming. You can see, guys, how much cash I'm getting. Like I was able to get around 12,000 cash just in that round 48. And then that means that I can get this extra Bloon cheaper from 49. Which is pretty much needed. All right. Round 49 again, you have ceramics at the beginning, so you can get some extra cash. And I'm gonna get this glue gunner 1-3. Yeah, here we go. And these are the mobs. So see how it goes. Remember, keep on spamming. Even if you have the mobs, keep on spamming here. Because you have the balloon traps down. You don't see them, but you're still tanking balloons. So here we go. Because of distraction, right? So Ninja should be able to destroy all the balloons because of the glue, right? And because of everything. So yeah, after this round, this is where you want to start placing as many engineers and balloon traps as possible, because for around 50 until around 62, this is where you farm, and you want to farm as much as you can. I'm gonna place 1 and 2 most likely. Unfortunately, this one is not exactly covering the beginning, but yeah, whatever. Getting 1 here. And the more you place, the better it is. Of course, it just depends on how much room you have on the map, right? Which map you're playing. But yeah, just remember to move your mouse back and forth, because much of the cash from now on is gonna come from the ceramics out of mob class balloons. So it's not really the cash you get from ceramics spawning, but ceramics from out of the mob class balloons. So unfortunately, you have a ton of these sentries, which sometimes can be annoying because they're gonna fill the spots, so you're not gonna be able to place engineers because of them. But just make sure you sell them, and then you just place engineers. All right, let's see, can we drop 1 more here? The important thing is I can reach the path. If I can reach the path, then that's fine. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. The quickly you remove the balloon traps, the more quickly you can just place a new one, and therefore you can keep on farming. I'm gonna sell the village as well this stage, so that I have even the room that the village had to place more of these engineers. They're gonna cost slightly more, but that's fine. And I think, yeah, this one is the last I'm gonna place. You can keep on going, like if you want to, you can keep on going, but I think this should be enough for me. Village 2-3. So at the end of this round, I'm gonna show you which are the last 2 things that you're gonna get. Until then, you just farm. It's only gonna be farming. So 2-3, village, 1 more balloon cheaper. So you have 4. And then you place a nice tower here, once again in the center, behind balloon cheapers, to slow down the ceramics, just in case there are some ceramics incoming. Now I'm gonna show you as well one more thing that you want to do to maximize the balloons that you can blow backwards. So the balloons that can be tanked and can be destroyed by the balloon traps, that is with a heli 0-3. I'm gonna just lock it pretty much here, so behind the balloon cheapers, right? And that's it. So remember, you don't want to do damage to the balloons. You want to destroy as many balloons as you can with the balloon traps, and that's your main goal. And you're gonna see here in just a couple rounds, like in 10 rounds, how much cash I will be able to generate. It's insane. Like, unless you see it, you might not believe it. So around 55, right? 72.1 thousand. Remember, just move back and forth, because you have balloons, new balloons coming from the beginning, then you have the balloons from the mob class balloons. So just spam and collect as many of these balloon traps as you can, as quickly as you can. And you want to farm until around 62. That's your farming time. Right around 60, it's OMG. Around 61, so just 2 more rounds. And 62. This might be easier to do like on mobile. It might be easier to do because you just need to tap the screen and you can tap with multiple fingers. Yeah, that might be easier. That's it, round 62. Look here at the amount of cash I got, 242.6 thousand. And at this stage, you can now keep on going. Like if you wanted to, you're just gonna need an ace for round 63. But then you can just keep on going, or you can just sell all the engineers that you place, right? You sell everything. And look at the cash, 328.0 thousand. And this is enough, like to literally get a super monkey, to place all the sacrifices, to get the strongest tempo possible, and to still have cash remaining, so that if you wanna get your more income, right, from the factories, or you're gonna place, in this case, for example, once you have a tower that deals a lot of damage, farming with the rune traps is very inefficient, right, because you're gonna be able to tank a few bloons. So that's why, like, I recommend you to farm until around 62, maybe a little bit more, but not really that much more, or like not if you place towers that do a lot of damage, because otherwise the farming is going to be inefficient. But yeah, like look at the amount of cash I got, and yeah, that's just how good this method is, especially after round 50 until round 62. That's when most of your cash is coming out. And yeah, that's it guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see ya. Bye bye.